Hello student, welcome to MOOCs program. So, this is last topic in the unit 2 of subject Pharmacology 2 BP 503T. So, today we will be doing antidiuretics. Myself Geetika Mehta, assistant professor in pharmacology at RKGIT Pharmacy, Ghaziabad. So, let us start with antidiuretics. So, antidiuretics, as it is clear from the name, antidiuretics means which opposes the action of diuretic, that is opposite of diuretics. Earlier we have covered the diuretics. Diuretics means which increases urine output, which increases urine volume. So, antidiuretic means which reduces urine volume. So, antidiuretics, these are the drugs that reduce urine volume. So, they inhibit water excretion. Urine volume कैसे कम होगा? When they decrease the excretion of water, it means they will increase the reabsorption of water. They will increase the reabsorption of water. So, its action is exactly opposite to that of the diuretics. Diuretics में there is the increase in the urine volume, decrease in the reabsorption. In antidiuretics, there is decrease in the urine volume and increase in the reabsorption of water. So, antidiuretics, these are the drugs that reduce urine volume. They inhibit water excretion. So, they are also known as antiaquaretics without affecting salt excretion. So, they do not have any effect on the excretion of salt. Their primary indication is diabetes insipidus. Diabetes insipidus, that is when there is the increased loss of the water, increased excretion of the water, increased excretion of water and the loss of this, that is increased urine volume, increased urine volume. So, diabetes insipidus may lead to the dehydration. So, to decrease the urine volume, to decrease the water loss, we give the antidiuretics. Classification of antidiuretics drug. So, antidiuretic drugs are number 1 antidiuretic hormone vasopressin, that is also known as arginine vasopressin. So, AVP, we call it AVP, antidiuretic hormone, also known as vasopressin. Vasopressin analogues. What do you mean by vasopressin analogues? Analogues means that act similarly. So, vasopressin analogues means which act like vasopressin. Example are desmopressin, lipressin, terlipressin, etc. Thiazide diuretic, chlorothiazide, miscellaneous other drugs are chlorpropamide and carbamazepine. So, here thiazide diuretic. So, thiazide is a diuretic that increases the urine volume, urine output, but here it is also acting as antidiuretic. So, it has paradoxical effect. So, this we will see how it produces antidiuretic action later. So, first in this is antidiuretic hormone. Antidiuretic hormone is also known as vasopressin. It is secreted by posterior pituitary along with oxytocin. You have studied endocrine system. So, pituitary gland is divided into anterior and the posterior pituitary. So, from the posterior pituitary two hormones releases, कौन से? Antidiuretic hormone and oxytocin. So, vasopressin is secreted by posterior pituitary along with oxytocin, but it is not synthesized in the posterior pituitary. It is synthesized in the hypothalamic nuclei. कहाँ synthesize होते हैं? Synthesis of vasopressin, that is antidiuretic hormone, occur in supraoptic and paraventricular nuclei of the hypothalamus. It is transported along the hypophyseal tract to the posterior pituitary and then it is released. So, antidiuretic hormone is released from the posterior pituitary, but it is not synthesized there, it is synthesized in the hypothalamic nuclei. Now, how does it act? What does it do? Vasopressin helps prevent the loss of water from the body by reducing urine output. So, in the presence of antidiuretic hormone, because it conserves water, so the urine will be of concentrated urine will form because it prevents the loss of water from the body by reducing urine output and help the kidney to reabsorb water in the body. It will reabsorb water and will prevent the loss of water. So, renal tubule के ल्यूमन में वाटर कम आएगा और वाटर का रीएब्जॉर्प्शन बॉडी में ब्लड में ज़्यादा होगा. सो vasopressin also raises blood pressure by constricting or by narrowing blood vessels. So, this was about vasopressin, that is antidiuretic hormone. Now, what are the stimuli, what are the factors that causes the release of antidiuretic hormone? So, physiological stimuli for antidiuretic hormone release are dehydration and rise in plasma osmolarity. Dehydration and rise in plasma osmolarity. So, this diagram shows that we have already covered release of antidiuretic hormone from the posterior pituitary. So, this is the neurosecretory cells of supraoptic nuclei, neurosecretory cells of the supraoptic nuclei, and this is neurosecretory cells of paraventricular nuclei. So, here it is synthesized and get transported through hypophyseal tract to the posterior pituitary and the posterior pituitary से फिर antidiuretic hormone का release होता है and also oxytocin release occur. So, release of antidiuretic and how it is regulated? So, osmoreceptors present in the hypothalamus, volume receptors present in the left atrium, ventricles and pulmonary veins. So, these are the regulators. कौन कौन से regulators हैं? Osmoreceptors. Osmoreceptor क्या सेंस करते हैं? प्लाज्मा की osmolarity को. कहाँ प्रेजेंट होते हैं? हाइपोथैलेमस में. वॉल्यूम रिसेप्टर्स क्या सेंस करते हैं? ब्लड वॉल्यूम को, प्लाज्मा वॉल्यूम को सेंस करते हैं. वॉल्यूम रिसेप्टर कहाँ प्रेजेंट होते हैं? दे आर प्रेजेंट इन लेफ्ट एट्रियम, ventricles and pulmonary veins. So, these are the regulators which regulate the release of antidiuretic hormone, vasopressin hormone. So, how they work? Number one मैंने आपको बताया था कि dehydration. So, dehydration also regulate antidiuretic hormone release. So, what does happen in dehydration? डिहाइड्रेशन में क्या होता है? बॉडी में पानी की कमी हो जाती है बिकॉज देयर इज द लेस वाटर प्रेजेंट इन द बॉडी, दैट इज डेफिशिएंसी ऑफ द वाटर इन प्रेजेंट इन द बॉडी. तो हीमोस्टैटिक मैकेनिज्म विल एक्टिवेट, हीमोस्टैटिक मैकेनिज्म विल एक्टिवेट and it will reduce the urine output. It will reduce urine output. Urine output को क्यों कम करेगा डिहाइड्रेशन में? टू कंजर्व वाटर, टू कंजर्व वाटर एंड कंजर्व वाटर अपार्ट। इसको वाटर को कंजर्व करने के लिए बॉडी क्या हीमोस्टैटिक मैकेनिज्म अडॉप्ट करेगी? दैट इज इट विल कॉज ADH release. So during dehydration ADH release will occur and this ADH will result in increased reabsorption of water, increase reabsorption of water, and this increased reabsorption of water will conserve water and it will decrease the urine output. It will result decrease in urine output and it will decrease it will conserve water. So thus dehydration will lead to the release of antidiuretic hormone to conserve water. Second is osmoreceptors. So high blood osmotic pressure. So whenever there is increase in blood osmotic pressure, it will stimulate hypothalamic osmoreceptors. Whenever there is increase in the blood osmotic pressure, this will be sensed by osmoreceptors. These osmoreceptors are present in hypothalamus. So these osmoreceptor क्या करेंगे? They will activate neurosecretory cells and synthesize and release antidiuretic hormone. So whenever there is increase in the plasma osmolarity, it will be sensed by the osmoreceptors which are present in the hypothalamus. This osmoreceptor will activate the neurosecretory cells that synthesize and release antidiuretic hormone, that will synthesize and release antidiuretic hormone. So antidiuretic hormone, so nerve impulse liberate antidiuretic hormone from the axon terminal in the release कहाँ से होता है? posterior pituitary से. कोई भी हार्मोन रिलीज होके कहाँ जाता है? टारगेट साइड पे थ्रू द ब्लड. So it will release from the posterior pituitary into the bloodstream and then it goes to the target tissue. Most important target tissue is kidney in case of antidiuretic hormone. What does it do there? So kidney retain more water in the presence of ADH. Kidney retain more water in the presence of ADH which decreases urine output. So they will conserve water, they will conserve water. So antidiuretic hormone will be released from posterior pituitary and that antidiuretic hormone through the blood will reach to the kidney and in kidney they will increase the reabsorption of water and thus it will decrease urine output. So this is how it gets regulated. So ADH regulation, release of ADH is regulated by dehydration and also by the blood osmotic pressure. Apart from this और कैसे water को conserve कर सकता है? It also decreases the water loss by sweating, decreases water loss by sweating. So it also goes to the sweat glands, decreases water loss from the skin. It also act on the arterioles and arterioles get constriction of the arterioles occur and thus they increase BP. So they increase BP. So this is regulation of vasopressin. Now vasopressin, how do it act? Vasopressin receptors, they are the vasopressin are G protein coupled receptors. They are G protein coupled receptor. There are two types, V1 receptors and V2 receptors. Vasopressin receptors are V1 receptors and V2 receptors. So, V1 receptor causes vasoconstriction. V1 receptor causes vasoconstriction and V2 receptor causes water retention in collecting tubule. Water retention in collecting tubule. So, एंटीडायूरेटिक हार्मोन का जो एक्शन है, एंटीडायूरेटिक एक्शन है, दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ द V2 receptor. That is because of the V2 receptor, because it causes water retention in collecting tubule. Now, V1 receptor is of further two types, V1A receptor and V1B receptor. V1A receptor is present in the vascular and other smooth muscle, cortical collecting duct cells, urinary bladder, brain, platelets and liver. V1B receptor, they are present in anterior pituitary. V2 receptors, they are more sensitive. V2 receptor कहाँ present होते हैं? Collecting duct, principal cells of collecting duct in kidney. They enhances reabsorption of water. So, antidiuretic action is because of the V2 receptors. V2 receptors, they are also present in the ascending loop of Henle. They are also present in ascending loop of Henle. So, they activate sodium potassium 2 chloride cotransporter. They are present in the ascending loop of Henle. So, they activate sodium potassium 2 chloride cotransporter. So, once again this diagram shows the signaling pathway, location and function of vasopressin receptors. As we have told you, there are the two types of receptor, V1 and V2. V1 is further divided into two, V1A receptor and V1B receptor. V1A receptor, they are the G protein couple, all are G protein couple receptor, only the second messenger is different. Only the second messenger is different. Phosphatidyl inositol, calcium is the second messenger in case of the V1A receptor, and adenyl cyclase cyclic AMP is the second messenger in case of V2 receptor. So, binding of V2 receptor will activate adenyl cyclase enzyme and it will result in increase in the cyclic AMP, and that will result in the action of V2 receptors. Now, location, this we have already discussed that V1A receptors, they are present on vascular smooth muscles, platelets, hepatocytes and myometrium. Their function is vasoconstriction, myocardial hypertrophy, platelet aggregation, glycogenolysis, that is breakdown of glycogen, and myometrium, that is myometrium कहाँ की layer है? Uterus की. So, myometrium, it causes the uterine contraction. V1B receptors, they are present on the anterior pituitary gland. So, it causes release of ACTH, adenocorticotropic hormone. It causes release of ACTH, prolactin and endorphins. अब सबसे important कौन से हैं? V2 receptors. V2 receptors. So, V2 receptors, they are present on the basolateral membrane of the collecting duct, vascular endothelium and vascular smooth muscle. They causes the function क्या है? Aquaporin water channels. अभी हम आगे mechanism में देखेंगे. So, they insert or recruit aquaporin water channel which is responsible for the water reabsorption. Apart from this, they also release von Willebrand factor and factor 8 and causes the vasodilation. So, antidiuretic hormone, this we have covered, that is on the kidney, they act on the principal cells, make them water permeable, water get reabsorbed, concentrated urine is passed. In the presence of antidiuretic hormone, water urine में कम हो जाएगा, so urine will be concentrated. Blood vessel, they will constrict the blood vessel and this vasoconstriction action is mediated by V1 receptor. Vasoconstriction action is mediated by V1 receptor. They raises blood pressure but at higher dose. Prolonged exposure to AVP causes vascular smooth muscle hypertrophy and vasodilation occur through the V2 receptors because of the nitric oxide production. So, AVP inactive orally, short plasma half life, it is administered parenterally, देते हैं. So, this is most important in this. How do they act? What is mechanism of action? Antidiuretic hormone, they are act on the late cell site 4 of the renal tubule, that is late DT and collecting duct. So, V2 receptor, they are present on the basolateral side of the collecting duct cell membrane. This is basolateral, this is epithelial cells lining the late distal tubule or collecting tubule. This is the epithelium cell, this is interstitial fluid, this is blood and this is lumen. So, whatever is reabsorbed from lumen goes to the blood. जो भी reabsorb होता है lumen से, जो भी वो blood में जाता है. So, this is the cell. So, now here antidiuretic receptors are present. V2 receptor, कौन से? V2 receptors, they are present on the basolateral membrane which are G protein coupled receptor. As soon as vasopressin binds to the antidiuretic receptor, V2 receptor, this gets activated, it will activate adenyl cyclase and thus increase formation of cyclic AMP. This cyclic AMP will activate protein kinase and this will cause phosphorylation of various protein and this will cause recruitment of, that is insertion of aquaporin channels on this apical membrane. This apical membrane is towards the lumen. This apical membrane is towards the lumen. So, activation of adenyl cyclase, increase in CAMP formation, phosphorylation of the protein kinase and other protein will lead to the formation of and recruitment of aquaporin channel at this apical membrane. At this apical membrane. So, water will be get reabsorbed, and this water will enter inside the cell and from the cell it will go to the interstitial fluid and from there it will go to the blood. So, reabsorption of water occur. So, V2 receptor on basolateral side of the collecting duct cell membrane causes the increase in CMP formation, activation or phosphorylation of protein K, phosphorylation of the various protein and exocytosis of the aquaporin water channel, aquaporin 2 water channel, exocytosis and recruitment at the apical membrane. Apical membrane किस side है? Lumen की side. And thus more aqueous channel get inserted. So, water permeability of this region will increase and thus it will prevent urination. So, it will reabsorb water. So, urine output will come, decrease urine volume. So, they will decrease thus urine volume क्योंकि water का reabsorption cell से blood में जा रहा है, lumen में नहीं है, तो urine volume कम हो जाएगा. So, vasopressin analogues, lipresin, terlipressin. Lipresin is 8 lysine vasopressin, less potent than AVP, acts on both V1 and V2 receptor, it has longer duration of action, 4 to 6 hours, it is used in place of antidiuretic hormone. Terlipressin, terlipressin is synthetic product of vasopressin, it is used for bleeding esophageal varices, it has less severe adverse effects. Desmopressin, it is selective V2 agonist, so fewer side effects than other. It is 12 times more potent antidiuretic, it is more potent. This is V2 agonist और terlipressin is V1 specific action. So, उसका काम है vasoconstriction करना terlipressin और ये V2 selective agonist है. It is more potent antidiuretic than AVP. Duration of action is 8 to 12 hours. Desmopressin is preparation of choice for all V2 related indication. तो जहाँ पे भी एंटीडायरेटिक एक्शन आना है वहाँ V2 का एक्शन होगा और desmopressin is preferred choice. So, it is given through intranasal route. So, it has no vasoconstriction action क्योंकि V1 receptor पे एक्ट नहीं करता तो vasoconstriction action नहीं है and it has less side effect. So, desmopressin is preparation of choice for all V2 receptor. Now, clinical uses based on the V2 action and V1 action. V1 का क्या काम है vasoconstriction, V2 का क्या काम है increase water reabsorption. So, it is used in diabetes insipidus. Now, diabetes insipidus here we can see it is of two types, central that is neurogenic and nephrogenic. Central diabetes insipidus, it occur because of the tumor, trauma or surgery when there is damage to the post-pituitary gland. So, it will cause decreased release of antidiuretic hormone. Second is nephrogenic diabetes insipidus, it may occur because of the renal disease or kidneys become unresponsive to ADH. Kidneys become unresponsive to ADH or the lithium like drug toxicity. So, in diabetes insipidus whether it is neurogenic or it is nephrogenic. So, it will cause less release of the ADH. So, ADH deficiency will occur. So, more loss of the water, polyuria, increased urine formation, polydipsia, बहुत ज़्यादा प्यास लगेगी, increased thirst and because of increased loss of water, increased urination and it will lead to dehydration. So, to treat diabetes insipidus we give desmopressin, V2 receptor analog, that is antidiuretic hormone. So, because there is a deficiency of ADH we give desmopressin or in most of the cases of diabetes insipidus this treatment goes for lifelong. So, here we were doing actions. So, based on the V2 action it is used in diabetes insipidus, bedwetting in children and nocturia to decrease the urine volume, renal concentration test, also used in the hemophilia, von Willebrand disease, ADH may release factor 8. Based on the V1 action it causes bleeding, esophageal varices because it vasoconstriction and it is used before abdominal radiography. So, V1 is used in esophageal varices, terlipressin is preferred क्योंकि इसके V1 action है, V2 में we use neurogenic DI but not in nephrogenic. Nephrogenic में use नहीं करते हैं. In the neurogenic diabetes insipidus we use and इसमें drug of choice कौन सी है? Desmopressin. Desmopressin is drug of choice in case of neurogenic DI. So, this we have already covered. So, V2 other action they are the bleeding disorders में use होता है, von Willebrand disease में, hemophilia में, to reduce the urine output in the adults at the night because it may cause sleep disturbance and also in case of the bedwetting in the children and nocturia in adults. So, intranasal oral desmopressin at bedtime control primary nocturia by reducing urine volume. These are the adverse effects: nasal irritation, congestion, rhinitis means running nose, ulceration. Systemic side effects are belching, nausea, abdominal cramps, pallor and fluid retention. So, these are the other antidiuretics: thiazide, chlorpropamide and carbamazepine. Thiazide, they have paradoxical effect because it increases the GFR, it less urine volume, and that is why it is used, though it is diuretic, but it is also used as antidiuretics. It is effective in both neurogenic as well as nephrogenic diabetes insipidus. It decreases salt reabsorption and less urine volume because it reduces GFR. So, that was all about antidiuretics. It was the last topic in your second unit. So, thank you.